Yep.
Call this meeting to order. It's 9 o'clock Tuesday, December 2nd. This is regular Board of Works meeting. Nancy, would you do roll call, please?
I'd be happy to. Welcome everybody this morning. And all four of our members are with us in the council chambers this morning for the quorum. Andy Jones,
Present.
Rose Rivera,
Present.
Mike Macklin,
Here.
Andrew Kreider.
Present.
Thank you, board.
Motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Claim allowance docket. Could I have a motion to approve claim allowance docket totaling $5,803,891.82, consisting of the 36-page report produced 11/26/25 at 11:36 a.m.
So moved.
Second.
Hi, Aaron. What's news?
Good morning, Aaron Coons, Interim Controller. Our largest claim here is for $359,493 to Interstate Sealant and Concrete for runway joint replacement. And then our total ARP, I guess our ARP one is actually our largest one. It's for $1,272,442.71.
Okay. When do you quit accepting claims?
Mid-December. Everybody's got different dates, so they're not locked up here yet.
Any questions for Aaron? Thank you, Aaron. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Could I have a motion to accept, place on file the regular Board of Works, or approve and place on file the regular Board of Works minutes for November 18th?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any changes? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have a motion to delegate authority to Jeffrey Schaefer as city engineer to review, approve, and submit to the Board of Works for ratification the following: excavation permits, driveway permits, revocable right-of-way permits, site plan applications, water assessments, and sanitary sewer assessments.
So moved.
Second.
Just wait till basketball. I guess won't be getting legal things done today, just saying. Yes, Jeffrey.
Jeff Schaefer, city engineer. This is weird. I don't have anything to add.
It is weird. All righty. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Disposal of 1015 East Jackson Boulevard, move to table.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second to table. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Oh, acceptable. Could I have a motion to accept the revocable right-of-way permit application for 300 and 400 block of East Jackson Boulevard and authorize board president to execute the operation and maintenance agreement with the River District Development Company?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second.
Board, this is very similar to a revocable permit and a operation and maintenance agreement we brought to you for a planter on Franklin Street. So the developer of the new residential units on the north side of East Jackson made some improvements to the sidewalk with some different materials that we would not normally maintain. So rather than making the city maintain the planters and these cobbled pavers, we're asking the developer to simply take that on through the life of the project. There is a proper ADA route through the area of regular sidewalk. The other materials are kind of in the planting areas and that sort of thing.
So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say the developer did sign the agreement and the revocable permit. It landed in my email late in the day yesterday. So it'll be routed back through for signatures.
So they will maintain the planters. Are they going to clear the sidewalks?
In this case, I think we'll continue to clear the sidewalk. The one on Franklin was a little bit different because of the way the planters were taking the drainage and they were kind of a V-shaped and it was going to be difficult for us to use our equipment. In this case, our equipment can clear these sidewalks without any problem.
So the sidewalks are standard concrete?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
All righty. Other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Could I have a motion to adopt the resolution confirming dedication and acceptance of the water mains and sanitary sewer extension? Well, this doesn't tell us where, for the old US Highway 20 water and sewer extensions.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Jeff?
So this extension was done, I believe, over 15 years ago. And a developer who was looking to connect, that's developing east of Walmart, that's eligible to connect because they're on a contaminated property, has asked for evidence that basically everything that was required in the developer's agreement was done. Ms. Wilson and myself did a lengthy search of the minutes, of agendas, of the engineering records. We think some of these documents were prepared, but for whatever reason, the board did not actually act upon them. And so the developer prepared a little short document. Ms. Marnoga reviewed it. We made some minor revisions, sent it back to the developer. And basically, the board is confirming that the developer's agreement was done as it should have been, that the water and sewer was installed, that as-built plans were made and submitted, and I can tell you all of those were done. So this is a document the developers asked for that then they will use when they close on the property.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Could I have a motion to approve change order 1 and final for bid number 2506, 2025 ADA funded curb ramp project, decreasing the contract value by $63,519.70, bringing the final contract price to $178,680.30.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second.
This change order is a little bit unique. We ran out of season, and so we didn't quite get everything done we had hoped to get done. We went ahead and have decided to close out the contract with this particular contractor, and then we'll move forward next year. We are looking at some pre-qualification requirements for our curb ramp contractors. This contractor worked really hard, still has had some quality issues. So we're probably going to do pre-qualified contractors with our bids next year.
Okay. They said he worked really hard, but he didn't do good work.
No, the work that was done was acceptable. They just, I think they had some issues with, it took more time than they expected.
Is there a penalty for them for not completing the job?
We don't want to. It's our opinion that we should not assess them a penalty. They worked in good faith, just don't quite have the skills and labor that they need at the moment. We're hoping we can work with them in the future. I think they learned a lot this year.
Well, don't we have a concrete flat work expert that could have?
We do,
Not
and
kidding, not kidding.
no, but it's a fair statement, and we're trying not to hold our contractors' hands so much and take advantage of Mr. Lucas's skills.
All righty. All those in favor of change order number 2 signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Have a motion? Can I have a motion? Can I? Okay. One and final. All righty. Thank you. Oops, I'd already moved on. Sorry. Could I have a motion to approve change order number 2 and final for bid number 2511, Lerner Theater roof replacement, decreasing contract value by $11,936, resulting in a final contract price of $360,805.
So moved.
Second?
This project is complete, and this change order is simply removing some of the allowance contingency that the architect included in the project. So under the AIA form that we use, this is a formality that we do at the end of the project.
So how long has it been since, how long did this roof last?
This roof that we just installed will have a 20-year warranty. And I think the current Lerner management understands that if there are issues, how to handle the warranty process. Unfortunately, with the previous roof, I just think it wasn't maintained properly at the very beginning of its life. It invalidated the warranty and just required it to make repairs earlier than we expected.
Was this repairs or total replacement?
This was a replacement, yes.
Okay. All righty. Questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. A motion to approve change order number 2 for bid number 75-14 Stevens Avenue, Francis Avenue, and Second Street reconstruction, increasing the contract value by $11,425, bringing the final contract price to, the current, this isn't final, so just bringing the current contract price to $1,878,836.30.
So moved.
Second?
Motion in a second.
The biggest issue here is in both Stevens and Francis. We found some gunk when we did the pavement removal. Found some clay soils, so had to replace those with some aggregate and a geogrid before the pavement went down. Just for information, this project is complete. It just got wrapped up right before the snow fell. So just in time. So there will be one final change order on this as we go through all the final quantities. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for the snow to go away to double check some measurements on this. We are still well within our budget on this.
Did this include sewer separation?
This was not a sewer separation project.
Was it curb gutter?
It was curb and gutter. The curb actually remained in place.
Oh, okay.
Both Stevens and Francis are what we call the hard concrete streets or the granite concrete streets that kill concrete saws. And so this was removing that hard concrete and replacing with asphalt. The residents, and Mr. Lucas can tell you, the residents are all very pleased because they used to have a street that went like this. Now they have a street that's smooth. Also, the fact that it's asphalt, it is old infrastructure under there. If we need to do repairs, now we're dealing with asphalt cuts and not cutting through granite concrete.
Okay.
I'd
Other
like-
questions for Jeff? Oh, did you have something else?
I was just going to say, as a local resident there, I really appreciate what you did. It's really good.
All righty. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Could I have a motion to award quote 25-18 River District billboard removal to Cini Excavating, who submitted the lowest responsive and responsible quote with contract price and amount of $31,900.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Jeff?
CNE was the lowest quote on this. This is removing the billboard on the south side of Jackson, near Junior Achievement Drive, that Ms. Marnoga worked really hard to finish out the property acquisition. So obviously this will be a little bit of winter work for CNE. This is coming out of the remainder River District funds.
Okay. All right, questions? Well, Maggie, that was a long haul, wasn't it? Didn't we? Okay. Well, good work. I know I think, 4 different attorneys for the city that worked on that. Oh, what can you say with IU grads, you know? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same side. Motion carries. Could I have a motion to approve professional service agreement with the Klein Peter Consulting Group for Oakland Avenue Project D, 3rd Street and Jackson Boulevard Project for an amount not to exceed $51,625.
So moved.
We skipped one. The first one is Project C, Harrison Street.
Turning the page, make that Project C, Harrison Street separation for $34,775. So
So
moved
moved.
again.
Yes.
Second.
Second.
In a second. Okay. Is this wage scale?
Jason Semnick, project manager. Yeah, this is the wage scale work for Project C, doing all the IFA paperwork for the Davis Bacon wages that's required.
Which for the newbies is, when we're using federal money, we have to follow Davis-Bacon wage rules. And then in itself isn't a challenge. The challenge is the voluminous paperwork that those rules require from the city, and have consistently found it easier to use a consultant to handle all of that stuff instead of staff.
Yes, there's all sorts
Right.
of paperwork and tracking down and
Yeah.
making sure that every single contractor that's on the site is doing that paperwork, and
So you and Mark don't like messing with that stuff?
I'd prefer not to.
All righty. All those in favor of this contract signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now, could I have a motion to approve the professional service agreement with Klein Peter Consulting Group for Oakland Avenue Project D, 3rd Jackson project for an amount not to exceed $51,625.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Same thing?
Same thing. This is just a 2-year project as opposed to a 1-year project. That's why the fee is different.
All righty. Then all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Could I have a motion to approve release of retainage and change order 1 and final for the lift station number 20 project, bid number 2404, a decrease of $18,912.40, bringing final contract price to $810,735.10.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Yeah, this change order is the final one for the Ames lift station number 20 out in front of Siemens on.
Would you say it was Ames Lift Station?
Yeah. It's
Okay, nope, that I know.
And during the project, the existing lift station actually failed, so we had to do bypass pumping, and then also the design changed because originally the design was for keeping the old one running while installing the new one, but since it failed, we were able to utilize the old wet well and make it into a manhole basically at the end of the project, and it saved us a
That's
pretty
what the-
significant amount. Yeah.
Cheaper to
Yes.
bypass than to maintain.
Yep.
Okay, great work. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That was the lift station. Could I have a motion to ratify partial payment request number 9 in the amount of $1,677,912 to Sells Construction from SRF Loan WW 241820006 for construction of Oakland Project B Division 1, Oakland CSO Tank Project.
So moved.
Second.
And a second.
This is just a monthly payment to Selge. The work there, they've got their chamber, the new CSO 24 chamber is moved. They have that in. It's not running yet because in order for it to be running, we have to have the tank actually up and running. The road is not done yet, but we're still hoping that we can get some weather to break. And then what our plan is right at this moment is that we'll put base all the way up to the surface there, and then in the next year we'll just mill it down and resurface. But so we're still trying to get it open for this year.
Is this just between Indiana and Oakland?
It is, well, it's from Indiana, Oakland to Indiana and Thomas. So it's just the one block.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're relocating 24 from over there on Frank,
Yeah, just west of Franklin.
okay, onto the site then?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah, and 37 is being relocated to the north side on Lafayette. So we'll have 24 and 37 right next to each other.
Away with the stuff on 10th Street?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
as part of this project, we're bringing the storm that dumps into the current CSL 37. We're bringing that under the underpass and bringing it direct,
Okay.
to the 72 west of the new 37.
Okay, cool. Good job. All righty, I guess all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're up to partial payment number one. Could have a motion to ratify partial payment number one in the amount of $37,700 to Selge Construction for SRF loan DW 24722-022 for construction of the Oakland Project B Division 2 Oakland CSO Tank Project.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second.
So this is the water portion of the project. They are two separate loans. That's why there's a different loan number and everything.
All righty. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Could I have a motion to ratify partial payment request SRF number 77 from SRF loan WW 22162-005 in the amount of $618,000 to American Structure Point,
I think it's
$618. Sorry.
I was like, whoa, that's that one up.
I was just thinking they're making a lot of money to inspection. Get me some of that work. Amount of $618 to American Structure Point from the allocated SRF loan for professional services on Oakland Avenue, Project C, Harrison Street Design.
So moved.
Got a motion
Second.
and a second.
This is just for some post-bid work that they did.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify disbursement request number 676 in the amount of $16,138 to C&E Excavating from SRF loan WW 22162-005 for construction on the Oakland Avenue Force Main Phase A project.
So
Well-
moved.
No, second, Andy.
Oh, second.
Got a motion and a second. Jason?
Yep, this is a typical payment to C&E for Phase A. And they are, they're in the plant right now. They've got a little bit of work to do, basically tying into our headworks and into where the 54, basically where the force main bypass portion will dump in. They're pretty close to being done on this one. They
Roads
got
are all done.
What's that?
Roads are all done, as I recall.
Roads are all done. I was just gonna say, Waurika is finished. We don't have sod or trees down, so that'll be holding off. Well, they're still thinking they'll get the trees in. They're still hoping to get sod in. I doubt that that's going to happen with the weather we're having with the cold. As soon as it frost goes into they're not going to cut the sod anymore this year, I don't think.
Okay. Great. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the specifications and grant permission to advertise quote number 25-24 Pathway Safety and Repair Project.
Second.
Motion and a second. Hi, Mark.
Mark Lucas, Public Works. This project would repair some damaged concrete pathway and install some removable bollards, install some straight curb in order to prohibit vehicular traffic on a pedestrian path.
Out of curiosity, is it all over? Is it just one? And
It's two areas. One is behind Martin's on Jackson.
I mean, this is River District pathways.
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
Yes. The other is behind York Woods Apartments, just right across Prairie. We've had complaints that people are driving cars on the pathway. So we'd like to.
Well, I've got a 4-wheel drive. Why wouldn't I? Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
All righty. Very good. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, let me see where we are here.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify letters of engagement with Barnes and Thornburg LLP for the City of Elkhart, Indiana Waterworks and Sewage Works Revenue Bond Series 2025.
Second.
Motion and a second. Hello, Maggie.
Hey, Mr. Board President, I just have one question.
Uh-huh.
Did you watch the game Friday night or did you sleep through most of it like the rest of us?
Like that.
Motion to table?
Ah. Don't you want the sergeant at arms?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You know.
I've waited a
play
long
without
time.
Anything but one ranked team in the whole season, whereas Purdue played 5 of the top 20 teams. So I don't know. No, I'm happy for IU.
Hey.
After
It's been
centuries.
rough for me the last however many years since I got my first IU degree. Anyway, as you know, the waterworks and the sewage works did revenue bonds. We need outside counsel for that. And in order for us to move forward with the closing, we had to get the letters of engagement signed. So we're asking the board Corporation Counsel did sign, and we're asking the board to ratify the signatures. And they're the same agreements, letters of engagement that we have signed for them before. Needless to say, they were approved by legal.
Okay. Questions for Maggie? All right. All those in favor say go IU. Go IU.
Especially
Carries.
this weekend.
Could I have a motion to award the Northwest Lower Aquifer Chemistry Test, quote, 25-22 to North American Pumping Drilling, Inc., who is the lowest responsible bidder for a lump sum cost of $88,000.
So moved.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Hey, good morning, board. Dara Deegan, Public Works. So at the last board meeting, the board opened quotes for quote number 2522, which is for a contractor to drill a test well at Northwest Wellfield. We had 2 quotes, one from North American Pump and Drilling, the other from Peerless Midwest. And North American Pump and Drilling was the lowest responsible bidder, won it out by a couple $1,000 roughly. So that we'd ask that you award to North American Pump and Drilling.
Thank you, Dara. I'm used to seeing Peerless Midwest do these things without competition. Have you checked the qualifications and references for North American? pump
We,
and drilling?
yeah, we talked with our maintenance director, our manager, who does a lot of work with Peerless and also with North American
Okay.
Drilling. He said they're a good company, reputable. And
Perfect.
yeah, we're happy to work with them.
Great. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find JBS Prepared Foods in violation of exceeding the local limit for fog and assign the applicable penalty of $4,000 pursuant to the City of Elkhart Enforcement Response Plan for permit number 2002-01.
There's a motion
Second?
and a second. Oh, Steve?
Good morning, Board. Steve Brown, Public Works. What we have is JBS Prepared Foods. They turned in their self-monitoring report for September. In the report, it identified 2 exceedances for fats, oils, and grease. This is their second and third fog exceedances within the past 12 months. According to the Enforcement Response Plan, the second violation is a penalty of $1,500, and the third violation is $2,500, for a total recommended penalty of $4,000.
I warned you. And then it just dawned on me, haven't we struggled with grease and fats, oils, and grease from this company ad nauseum?
Yes, we have. It's not as bad as it was in the past. They have increased pumping, and I have been in contact with the collections crew, and things are much better out at South Main Street. So,
Okay. So, I had asked for the history, and I apologize for doing that because the history is they were under a consent order that
well, I thought
ended
this.
last year, right?
You asked for the history for Elkhart Environmental Processing, EEP.
Oh, okay, okay, that's right. Never mind, I don't apologize. Okay, but still, okay, so how many violations have they had in the since they completed their consent order?
Violations for fog.
For anything?
Well, they've had some administrative penalties, pH issues. But yeah, they've had a few challenges since the consent order.
Do you recall when that consent order was finalized?
Oh, I don't. Was it? No, I don't.
Okay.
I can't get that information for you.
Would you, well, is any representatives here? No, would you express my concern? I know it's not as bad as it was, but it's still bad. And that just means, one, it means increased preventive maintenance on the line. And 2, it can also build up pretty quickly, especially now that it's colder.
Yes. And also with the enforcement response plan, with the third, striking the third penalty, we're going to be working with JBS to come up with a consent order. So that's to come. So I will make it known that the board's concerns, but just a heads up, since this is their third penalty within a 12-month period, we will be working with them to work consent order.
Okay, great, Steve. Thank you. Other questions for Steve? Seeing none. I guess I didn't ask if anybody from JBS is online. Oh, I can look down here. Doesn't appear so. All right, all those in favor of approving this notice of violation and imposing a fine of $4,000 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, for purposes of discussion, I move that we find Hydro Extrusion USA LLC in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit requirement and assign the applicable penalty of $100 pursuant to the City of Elkhart's Enforcement Response Plan for permit number 97-04.
Second.
And a second. Steve?
Yes, Hydro Extrusion USA, permit requires them to submit an industrial user process report. They failed to do so for the first half, and the recommended penalty is $100.
Okay.
So have they communicated with you? I mean, they're what? 100 days overdue?
Yes, they did. They did communicate with me, and we met, was it last month? And they explained their challenge, and they have measures in place to rectify this and hopefully prevent it from happening again. So, but
They couldn't run one real quick, or that wouldn't have mattered anyway, because it had to be 6 months ago.
right.
Okay.
But there is a representative from Hydro here.
Okay. Would you like to speak, Representative? You don't have to.
Good morning, Brian Palmer. I'm the HSC manager with Hydro. Started the end of May, and the report was completed in April. And there was a change in the permit end of December that had this new requirement to wait till after that 6-month reporting. So it was missed on our end with our reporting software as far as to identify that needs to be a separate report after that 6-month period for that industrial report. So we got things in place with our software. Sure, we don't miss that again.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I did not.
Sure. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I have a really quick question for you, Steve, just because I'm the newbie on the board. Can you
Sure.
walk me through the different stages on the enforcement plan? And is it a one size fits all, or do you change it a little bit depending on who you're working with?
It's pretty much a one size fits all. It just depends on the different violations or types of violations within the enforcement response plan. The penalties have increased quite significantly from the previous enforcement response plan, but yeah, it just depends on the offense, discharge. There's administrative, and then there's also the process. But yeah.
So when you've gone through 3 steps, the next then is you don't continue to do fines at that point. Then you move on to.
We can, but the goal is not to continue to penalize. We want to bring the industry into compliance.
Sure.
And try to rectify it. It doesn't make my job much more easier.
No.
And it's not the goal is to penalize, but compliance.
Yeah.
Still
Before, all the penalties were about the same. With the last enforcement response plan, retreatment and their staff decided that it made more sense to have like bookkeeping problems like this one, where they didn't do a report or didn't do a test, as opposed to, as we'll see, someone who's really discharging heavy effluents. And then I would say from history, we don't have that many offenses that go 2 and 3 times.
Nope.
It's pretty rare. So.
Thank you.
Yep.
Great question. Did we vote? Yes. We're now to.
McDowell.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I move that for discussion purposes, we find McDowell Enterprises, Inc. in violation of the sewer use ordinance and assign the applicable penalty of $250 pursuant to the City of Elkhort's Enforcement Response Plan for permit number 85-01.
Second.
Second.
And a second. Steve?
Yes, McDowell Enterprises, their permit expires in April. The ordinance requires that the company submit their permit renewal application 100 days prior to the expiration date. McDowell Enterprises failed to do so.
180 days prior or 100?
180.
80. Okay, thanks, Steve. Thanks.
180 days prior to the expiration date. McDowell Enterprises failed to do so. They were 7 days late. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $250.
Okay, questions for Steve? Anybody from McDowell Enterprises wish to comment? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I move that we find Maverick Packaging, Inc. in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit requirement and assign the applicable penalty of $100 pursuant to the City of Elkhart's Enforcement Response Plan for permit number 2024-01.
Second.
Motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, Maverick Packaging has a requirement to self-monitor specific parameters. The self-monitoring report that we received in August, we received in September for August, I'm sorry, had the result for phenol, but within the report, it was saying that it was analyzed outside of the holding time, which makes the result an invalid result. Recommended penalty for this is $100.
Did they say that was their testing company's fault?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it. Yep.
Well, I mean, we've had a whole lot of those problems for them. Okay, anyone from Maverick present to comment or online? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find Elkhart Environmental Processing in violation of exceeding the local limits for fog and TPH and assign the applicable penalty of $3,250 pursuant to the City of Elkhart's Enforcement Response Plan for permit number 2002-02.
Second.
Motion and a second. Hey, Steve,
Wow.
now I remember.
Yep. On September 8th of this year, heavy black solids were reported entering the wastewater treatment plant. Our investigation confirmed the source of it coming from Elkhart Environmental Processing. Hopefully you guys have the photos that were taken, both of the wastewater treatment plant and the sampling point from Elkhart Environmental Processing. The analytical results for fog was 8,300 milligrams per liter, which is significantly above the 200 milligrams per liter limit for fog. This is their fourth fog violation this year. The penalty for repeating is $2,500 plus $250 for exceeding the limit more than 20%, for a total of $2,750 for fog. TPH result was 463 milligrams per liter, which is above the 100 milligram per liter limit. This is the first violation within 12 months. The penalty is $250 plus $250 for 20% exceedance, with the total of $500. The total recommended penalty for this violation is $3,250.
So you had to track this down. Did it damage the wastewater plant or cause extra chemicals or disposal cost?
We did check our WIM software for the whole month of September. And on this day, solids coming into the treatment plant were much higher than any other day within September. I believe we had I have it written down here. I believe the solids on this day coming into the wastewater treatment plant was 890 milligrams per liter. It's normal, the average for September for the solids entering the wastewater treatment plant were 241 milligrams.
So this is 400% increase. And then I would remind the board that that is over, what's our plant doing average? 10 MGD on a dry day? So that's over 10 million gallons a day that these solids overwhelmed our, when I say overwhelmed, stressed our system.
Yeah.
Apparently we haven't received a notice of any violation. We didn't violate any parameters. If this would be continued, I doubt that our plants solids or sludge disposal would be able to keep up at its normal rate.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about this. Stephen, I asked you for history. Do you have a little bit of history for us?
Yes. So this year, March 5th, 6th, and 7th, there were fog violations. And then again in September, which we're bringing to you today. 2021, there was a fog violation, only one in April with an exceedance. 2018, there was a zinc violation.
So nothing between 21 and this year?
That's correct.
Do we have an explanation at all for what occurred?
Yes, in their response, they said that they were changing some actuators within their facility. And one of the actuators, it showed it to be in the closed position, but it was actually partially open. So
that's why they didn't notice?
they didn't know until we showed up.
Sludge.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's concerning all on its own. Never mind.
And again, we'll be meeting with them to work up a consent order to bring back to the board. So we'll be working with not just JBS, but also Elkhart Environmental Processing to come up with a consent order, bring back to the board.
Do you feel that they, well, as soon as they found it, they remedied it?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not an excuse, but the guy, it was a new guy working there, and he just failed to notice it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, remembering what you just said, our job is to look for compliance, not revenue or penalties. It looks like their history is pretty good with us.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You said in March they had the same thing?
Yep. Yep. They had them in March. This one, if I recall, this one was a decanting facility that they were transporting some nasty stuff to the treatment, to their facility, and their facility didn't knock it down good enough before it entered into our system. So, yeah.
So you didn't think it's a matter of them cleaning their tanks down the line to us?
I think it's a matter of them failing to communicate with us, which we'll be bringing that to their attention in the consent order. I think they need to do a better job of communicating to us that they're changing actuators or they have something abnormal coming into the treatment plant, so we can be on the lookout instead of having to track it down ourselves. So
How much time was spent tracking it down? Did you know right where to go?
We had a pretty good idea. Yeah, yeah, because of their history.
Well, board, I think we ought to try to get their attention a little stronger. I would entertain a motion to increase this penalty by $1,000 to drive home the point that they need better training, they need better follow through, they need better checking up on their system to make sure it's working.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to increase the penalty to 3,000, from 3,250 to 4,250. All those in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Anyone from the industry here? Or online? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, the amended motion, approving the notice of violation and setting a penalty, imposing a penalty of $4,250, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. You're not done yet?
One more.
Mr.
Yeah,
Chair,
I got a meeting at 2.
Mr. Chair, I move that we issue Lake Copper Conductors LLC their 5-year non-significant categorical industrial user permit number 2025-04.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is this a redesignation? Did they used to be an SIU? Or they're
did
a
not.
new industry?
This one is a little bit different than normal. This business reached out to us to let us know that they had a EPA regulated process. And so we worked together with them to get them properly permitted and added to our program.
Okay.
Steve, it's not you, it's the mic. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
And so this is a non-significant categorical industrial user permit. That's kind of a new category for us last couple of years.
Yeah, it is. Usually, we've just not permitted those industries that have a regulated process. But within the past 3 years, we've added the non-significant categorical industrial users, who decided to permit them to keep them on our radar. They have a regulated process, but they don't discharge that process to our system. So
okay.
We just keep them on our radar, conduct sampling once a year and inspections, and just make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay. Anyone from the industry here? I commend them for talking to you about this and participating. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thanks, Steve. Good work.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the disposal of fixed assets to the auction and the transfer of unit, looks like 3300 trailer to the Elkhart Environmental Center from the Street Department.
Second.
Motion and a second. Josh, what are we doing?
Excuse me. Oh, just got some old equipment that we need to get rid of. And the trailer I thought would be best. It's not too old, but it's older. It's probably too old for everyday use. And since Elkhart Environmental Center just uses it to move their tractor from the dealer back and once in a while.
Oh, it's a flatbed trailer?
Yeah, yeah. I thought that'd be a good fit for them. And then the rest of the stuff, we're just going to send to auction.
So we're getting, did we replace, I just see here a soda blaster. That's for
Graffiti.
graffiti. Are we doing something else instead?
Oh, we replaced that, gosh, was it, I think it was the end of last year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, then. Thank you.
I'm glad you qualified that when you said you just need to get rid of equipment, so you sent it over to the environmental center.
Yeah.
And they bury it out on the
Yeah,
hill over there
right.
behind the tree guy.
Or in the grass.
Mm.
Yeah,
Is that why the grass is so high out there? They call it a prairie, but
no
it's.
comment.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, board.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the Economic Development Partnership Grant with Elkhart Festivals, Inc. for Downtown After Dark in the amount of $50,000.
Oh, wait. Did we do the transfer as part of that last motion?
Yeah, I
You limped them? Okay,
done by accident.
that's fine. So we have a motion
Second?
and a second. Anyone here to speak on this? Really?
I guess I can.
Oh.
I was involved partially in this. Basically, all the lighting that you see in downtown between September and March is part of this project here, to light up the downtown area, the trees, I believe, Central Green, the plaza, I think even around the Lerner maybe, as well as there's an elk that's going to be placed, or maybe already has been placed in the Central Green. He's there already? Yeah, which is apparently also lighted up. And the idea is sort of to enhance the various festivals and activities that take place between the months of September and March there downtown.
Yeah, this didn't mention, but who's this getting paid for? By the redevelopment commission? Is this a budgeted item?
I think it's an edit grant, so
Huh?
edit, so,
Edit?
yeah.
I can speak on it. Megan Irwin, Chief of Staff. Yes, I've been working with Bill Murray on the downtown Light Up Elkhart effort. The City Council in 2025 appropriated $50,000 for this purpose within edit. So this has been planned. Somehow in the crossover between chiefs of staff, he never got the word until just a couple months ago that that had been appropriated to him. So we're just now getting to it, and he made the determination to use the funding to prepay for next year, as well as cover the cost of the lights for this year. So that's part of the grant, and we're excited to see what else will come.
Okay, great. Thank you. And legal's okay with using this year's money for next year's project?
I wasn't aware of that portion of it. I think as long as the funds are going for the purpose, it's fine.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay.
Could I have a motion to approve the BMI Audit Service Dependent Eligibility Service Agreement?
So moved?
Second.
Well, let me
Morning.
guess, this is for spousal carve-out.
Yes.
Okay.
Morning, Board. We're asking you to approve two agreements related to the spousal carve-out in the health insurance plan. Basically, we're going to retain a firm that will conduct an audit to make sure that people are properly on or not on the plan. And then also the other portion of this agreement deals with the ability of them to obtain HIPAA protected information. Legal has reviewed and approved both agreements.
Okay, good move. Now, will they go, just out of curiosity, do they, like, each year, will they go and examine all of the dependents?
No, typically what happens, and we're going to probably follow this process, is these audits are done maybe every 3 to 4 years, so you don't have the expense of doing an audit every year. But just to kind of catch anything that could have been missed. The open enrollment process was much more rigorous this year with regard to the questions and the structure of the instrument so that you couldn't proceed. But we want to make sure that we are using due diligence to, preserve and protect city resources, especially in light of some things we discovered in the past year that the board is aware of.
Okay, great. Other questions for Wayne? On this first action, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. A motion to approve the contract for BMI Audit Services HIPAA Business Associate Agreement.
So moved?
Second.
Motion a second. This is the second part you were talking about.
Right. Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wayne.
Mhm.
Good work.
I move that we accept a donation of $4,000 from American Electric Power to the Elkhart Environmental Center.
Second.
Second. Jeff, what are we doing? Or what have they done?
Good morning, Board. This is just to accept a donation from AEP to our education environmental account. We use that for any programs, events, supplies that serves our mission and purpose.
Okay. What is the second page here, Jeff, about permission to request solar quotes? Is that the next item on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, as I recall, we've started documenting the donations in this manner, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I move that we approve permission to request quote number 25-25 for solar energy, renewable energy project at Fire Station 3, subject to review and changes by the Department of Law.
Second.
Motion and a second. Jeff?
The city was awarded a grant from the Department of Energy, Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grant. And these are, one of the goals is to install solar renewable project at Station 3 up to 60 kilowatts and comply with the Davis-Bacon Act.
How much is 60 kilowatts?
Before tariffs or after tariffs?
Now, like, how much power is this gonna?
We're hoping to produce it anywhere between 85 and 95% of our energy costs. But depending on tariffs and what we're allocated, that may go down. Really, the funds will dictate how much we can install.
Understand that, but if you put in the 60 kilowatts, that would reduce it by 85%?
That will reduce their energy bill.
Okay.
We're estimating anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000 a year.
Okay, great. Thank you. Other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the collective bargaining agreement between the City of Elkhart and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local 1484.
Second.
Motion and a second. Hi, Wayne.
We are here to recommend approval of the collective bargaining agreement between the city and AFSCME. There are not a lot of substantial changes this year. There are no increases in wages or salaries or any of the specialty pays due to budget issues that we have. So the changes that are made are pretty minor. The biggest one goes to the restructuring of the lunch and break time. And I'm going to have Maggie speak to that because a lot of this affects the utility and how and street department and how those departments function. The other changes, we did some housekeeping as far as some things that were added in the last contract. In bereavement leave, we added a day off for an aunt, uncle, niece, or nephew. And just trying to hit any of the highlights here. There's also a provision on operations work hours that Maggie can speak to. Those are really the two big things that have changed.
So other than the extension or the addition of a one-day bereavement, is that the only, I understand pay didn't go up, but
Right.
no other benefits
Correct.
what were added?
That is true.
No
Yes.
sick days or anything like that?
No, we did add a provision where a lot of times members may be called while they're off for information, say on how to address a certain problem that may come up, and they ask that they be compensated for that up to an hour. So a lot of times they're on the phone spending, time telling somebody how to work a certain piece of equipment or something like that. So that seemed fair. That would be the only other compensation item I can think of.
Okay, thank you. That's my question. Anything else, Maggie, you want to add? Not about Purdue?
God love you. Because, never mind. Anyway, no, first of all, I want to point out that the operations, we did an MOU with them that the board signed back in July, I believe, changing their schedule to 12-hour shifts. And
that's been reflected in here.
And that has now been put into the contract. What is wrong with this? Is that better? Okay. As far as the lunchtime, Mr. President, since you're as old as dirt and have, worked for the city for 8,000 years, yes. Anyway, I'm sure you remember when certain employees would get what they called a paid lunch. And workers who are out in the field, who are working on their feet, laborers really is what it is. And because we were not allowed to give them any raises or any of the other financial things that they requested, this was a big point of contention for them. And we determined that what we could offer, because it would quite frankly save the city money, where they didn't have to shut down a job and go back to the home base, clock out for a half an hour, eat their lunch, and come back. We decided, and they agreed, that those particular workers, as reflected in the contract, would get 2 15-minute paid breaks. They could take them together. They could take them separately. It would be at the discretion of the supervisor. If they don't get, if due to the work and everything, they aren't able to take any breaks, they don't get to leave early. So anyway, but it would be paid breaks, 2 paid 15-minute breaks.
Because in the past, they would consistently push their 2 breaks together in the middle of the day. So it really wasn't a paid lunch, but it was just combining their morning.
Correct.
And you've gone back to that, basically.
Correct. Yes.
Smart move.
Yes.
I mean, thank you. My opinion, since I wrote the first thing, I'm glad you came back. No, very good. Other questions?
It sounds like the negotiations were pretty amicable.
Yeah.
Which I think that we need to thank ASME leadership, who for understanding the difficult situation that the city is in with the, change in the tax rates and such, and that appreciate them, being flexible and understanding and working with us on this. So sure, pass that along.
Yep. And we're finalizing the Teamsters. And so we'll be coming back to you with the Teamsters agreement, which will be
similar.
Yes.
And there are what, about 20 or so Teamsters in wastewater?
Yes, and they're confined, not that they all work at Public Works.
Yeah, gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah.
All righty. Did we vote on it? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nancy, what's this?
It's previous.
Okay.
Collective bargaining, public participation. Anyone in the chambers have any public comment? Seeing none. Anyone online wish to make a public comment? Remind you that you do have to be visible. You have to have a webcam if you wish to speak in public to us. Seeing none. Rose,
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
motion is second. We're adjourned.
Just a reminder, next meeting are the budget hearings. And if you've got any questions about the budgets that you've been poring over all this time, be sure and reach out to the employees prior to so they can answer your questions.